You've probably heard of the law of attraction. This concept is often touted by actors, businessmen, and overall successful people. They claim that you can attract anything into your life just by thinking about it, that the universe is listening to your desires. But this idea isn't new. It stretches back centuries. The ancient Vedic scriptures dating from 1500 to 1200 BCE speak of similar concepts. They discuss the power of consciousness to shape reality. Fast forward to the 20th century and we see books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and more recently The Secret by Rhonda Byrne popularizing these ideas. Now I'll be honest, all this sounds like nonsense to me. I don't believe that the universe is listening to our desires or that thinking alone can manifest things in the real world. But here's the thing, why do so many successful people swear by these concepts? In this video, we will separate fiction from science and explore what might really be going on behind the curtain.
All the time is this book right here. It's called The Secret. It is the most powerful book outside of the Bible that I have ever read in my life. And the book is based on the law of attraction.
Now contrast that with how Dr. Jim Doty, a neurosurgeon and neuroscientist, introduces his book Mind Magic, which was a huge source of this video. The universe doesn't give a f***, but here's where it gets interesting. While there is no solid scientific evidence supporting the law of attraction as it's commonly described, popularity of these ideas suggests that there might be something to them. Even though I'm skeptical, doing my research I believe that there is science to manifestation. The universe might not care, but we do. Before we dive deeper, let's set the stage. Our brain is bombarded with about 10 million bits of data per second. That's like 10 HD movies playing at once. Yet our conscious mind can only process about 50 bits per second. This means that 99.995% of information is processed subconsciously. This leads us to the concept of volition, defined as the power to make our own decisions. Traditionally, we believe we have voluntary control over our own actions. Scientific research suggests that this view may be incomplete. A notable study in this field is Libet's experiment. Participants were asked to perform a single action, flexing their wrist whenever they felt the urge, while their brain activity was monitored. They reported when they first felt the intention to move. Surprisingly, the results showed that the preparatory brain activity began up to a second before the participants reported their conscious intention to act. While this experiment has been debated and critiqued, it has also been replicated. The implications are significant. Our brain may initiate actions before we are consciously aware of our intention to act. This doesn't negate the importance of conscious thought, rather it suggests that volition or voluntary action is a complex process involving both conscious and unconscious brain activity. Our conscious experience of deciding to act appears to be a part of a larger, predominantly unconscious decision-making process. Given this understanding, the concept of manifestation takes a whole new meaning. We are in fact manifesting our future constantly through this interplay of conscious and unconscious processes. The key question becomes, can we intentionally influence our subconscious to align with our conscious goals? The current research suggests that yes, it is possible to affect our subconscious in ways that alter our conscious experiences and actions. This is the essence of science-based manifestation techniques. In the following sections, we'll explore these methods and their scientific basis.
Read about this or hear this, that you used to go up on Mulholland Drive and park
every night
and visualize seeing yourself as...
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
You know, right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, you know, I like your work or whatever that is. And I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever.
Visualization is the practice of vividly imagining scenarios in one's mind. Interestingly, the brain doesn't clearly differentiate between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. This means that visualization can potentially trigger similar neurological and physiological response as the actual experience. When visualizing an action, many of the same brain areas activate as when performing that action, including the motor cortex, the somatosensory cortex, and the supplementary motor areas. This is where visualization becomes a powerful tool in manifestation. At its core, manifestation is about embedding an intention in the subconscious. This occurs through visualization via several mechanisms. Value tagging. This is the brain's process of determining significant information. We take in an overwhelmingly amount of information each day. The brain therefore arranges and tags this information in relation to what is crucial for our survival and well-being. This was especially important in the hunter-gatherer times, where we really needed this mechanism to effectively pursue goals and survive. Repeated visualization, especially when coupled with positive emotions, may cause the brain to value tag the visualized outcome as important. This will make the brain try to actively pursue and achieve this goal. Synchronicity. Regular visualization of a goal may attune us to related opportunities in our environment that we might otherwise overlook. This was introduced by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. It refers to meaningful coincidences that seem to have no causal relationship yet appear to be meaningfully related. For example, Jung had instances of patients dreaming about events that later occurred in their real life. This concept was and remains controversial in scientific circles. It's often associated with parapsychology and New Age thinking, though Jung saw it as a serious scientific principle. Even though this has been criticized, it highlights the brain's selective attention. For example, when we learn the definition behind a new word, and we suddenly see this new word more often when reading or in conversations. Neuroplasticity. This is the reinforcement of neural pathways. When we set and pursue goals, we're essentially training our brains. Repeated focus on goals strengthen the related neural connections. This strengthening makes goal-related thoughts and behaviors more automatic over time. Repeated visualization can potentially create new neural pathways, effectively rewiring the brain over time. The Salience Network. This network detects and filters the most relevant or salient stimuli from our environment and internal states. Vivid mental imagery activates the sensory processing areas. This sensory engagement triggers the Salience Network to evaluate the importance of the visualized content. When visualizing goals or desired outcomes, the Salience Network assesses their significance. By combining visualization of a specific goal with strong positive emotion, we enhance the subconscious imprint by increasing its salience. At its core, manifestation is about embedding an intention in the subconscious through visualization, after which the brain pursues this intention through a complex interplay between the subconscious and conscious mind by recruiting the Salience Network. This happens via visualization, where mechanisms like value tagging, selective attention, and neuroplasticity come in play. There is no scientific evidence that the universe responds to our desires, nor does the law of attraction guarantee outcomes merely through thought. Rather, manifestation is a tool to potentially improve our chances of achieving goals by programming our subconscious, altering our perception of the world, and enhancing our life through positive emotions and an optimistic outlook on the future. If you're interested in learning more about this topic, and you want more information about how to manifest using science, please check out Dr. Jim Doty's book, Mind Magic. And again, thanks for watching.